Well, Rashford to Arsenal transfer is off. Give Me Sport is really one of those huge and credible sources that you'll ever obviously want to hear from, because they have updates from Fabrizio Romano and Jacobs Ben. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where you're watching us from? I go by the names of Rokan David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rafael Varane looks like he's going to be coached by the former Arsenal captain known as Cesc Fabregas, and Arthur Melo's agent has gone ahead and confirmed to the world that the player is not going to be really staying at the side of Juventus, and it's going to be really getting moved on. So smash the like button close to how many times? Close to, let's see, close to 300 times, and don't forget to subscribe so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Third video of the day, and we are having more to go. And guys, continue to obviously subscribe. Now, let's obviously start it off with the Marcus Rashford decision made by Arsenal. You remember, we had reports that Mikel Arteta went ahead obviously to hold a separate meeting with Marcus Rashford, and Arsenal were so much looking to obviously get on Marcus Rashford. And why? Because he is a multi-dimensional player. He can play as a left forward and he can also lead the line. And the sources indicated that Arsenal was not really by the time Arsenal went in for Marcus Rashford, they had made a decision that they're not going to go in for number 9, because they know to it that Marcus Rashford can also lead the line at the club of Arsenal and see to it that obviously getting the goals that they want. Having got ahead to score 30 goals in the season of 2022-2023, Arsenal bosses felt like he's the right choice of a player to obviously get him through at the club of Arsenal. So as it stands, it really looked very likely. But as I told you that I wouldn't like to say to it that Arsenal falls into the trap of Marcus Rashford, because he is an inconsistent player that I wouldn't like to see any team really take. If at all I obviously want to, if I wish that team the best, because for me I want to see Man United and Arsenal get back to those levels they used to be performing at, and then you will see the league taking shape to where we want it to be. And now Give Me Sport has come out and told us the following, that Arsenal have held discussions about Rashford, who is on a contract worth £300,000 per week in his current surroundings, but decided not to pursue a deal. Now, Arsenal have decided not to pursue a deal of Marcus Rashford, and congratulations to the people of Arsenal. You would have gone ahead to fall into something that you couldn't obviously overcome, because Rashford is a player who doesn't act well with competition. When you look at Arsenal, they're having very many players who play on the left, where he plays at the club of Manchester United: Martinelli, Trossard, and Reece Nelson. Okay, let's not count Reece Nelson because he's going to be moved on by the side of Arsenal. Now, let's talk about the center forward position. Nketiah is going to be moved on, and from Nketiah, we are obviously going to be Arsenal is going to be left with Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz. Those are the two players that Marcus Rashford has to compete with to obviously lead the line into the mix. So, in the sole case of doing so, I really find myself in a situation of really wanting to understand whether Arsenal were right obviously getting Marcus Rashford. And I already told you that Arsenal was 100% wrong to late or to even think about Marcus Rashford, because he's not the right caliber of player that a team like Arsenal needs. Because at Manchester United, Garnacho came in through and obviously dislodged him out of his starting position, and you all know what it means, that if Garnacho really dislodges you, then you're not worth for playing at a team like Arsenal. You know, you just have to fight for your position back. After fighting for your position back, then you can get yourself into the best way possible to see to it that you put yourself onto the market. That is really great. But when you look at Arsenal and their scouting team, I know they are really good, but scouting Marcus Rashford for me was a move in the wrong direction, and I've on several occasions come out and really said it. You understand that it is not the right decision for Arsenal to go in for Marcus Rashford, because they are better players, you know, that have the attributes of Marcus Rashford and can come in through and really do the needful. So, Arsenal is really one of those teams that he hasn't gone ahead to make a priority target mentioned to the world. The only target that we got to know about was Benjamin Šeško, and Marcus Rashford is off. So we don't know who really Arsenal is going to be going in for. So they've gone ahead to lose Makaido to the side of Man City, and we're waiting to see when Arsenal is obviously going to take it to the next level and really put in a very huge shift. TCT that all really goes on to as planned. So wait and see how that pans out. And it's said that the £300,000 a week are the problem for me. I don't think that's the problem, because if you get in an English player like Marcus Rashford, who is really going to be doing the needful, at Arsenal and is English, I think £300,000 a week is not a problem, because Saka is approximates that amount of money. But the problem is getting in a player who earns that amount of money and not to coming through to perform out of the expectations. That will see other players claim for the same amount of money to be paid to them. For example, at Manchester United, we've gone ahead to see Bruno Fernandes calling in for a pay of £300,000 plus, because he believes that very many players at Manchester United are earning a salary in that ilk, and they shouldn't be earning that ilk. So Arsenal have gone ahead to pull out of the deal of Marcus Rashford, and after them pulling out the deal of Marcus Rashford, looks like PSG is the only side that is remaining to have interest in Marcus Rashford. Then when we go to the agent of Felipe Melo, Pastolero, he assured us that we are talking to several clubs about Arthur Melo, as he will leave Juventus. They don't count on him. So this time around, Juventus is willing to let Arthur Melo go. One of the talents that came in through from Brazil, came in through at Barcelona, and obviously had a lot to do with his career. But we all got to know that he came in through at Liverpool. Injuries were the problem. Never even played a season or a competitive game of football, and he was really sent back to the side of Juventus. And Juventus have gone ahead to make a decision that this guy should leave. And if I tell him Juventus, I don't even call in for any money, because the more you keep him at your club, the more money you spend. I think it's better you let him go. After letting him go, the rest will be history. You understand? So let's not forget that he's still young, not all that old, but I think he needs a place to relaunch his career. You know, as a player that we used to know that was really great and of really good quality, that is Arthur Melo. So when you look at him, we are waiting to see which teams are really going to show interest in Arthur Melo. But I believe if Juventus want to obviously get him in and get in money, they should obviously let him go as a free agent and do what exactly Barcelona is going to have to do in what we call their Barcelona has gone ahead to obviously let Serginho Dest go to the side of. They've let Serginho Dest go to the side of PSV on a free, but they've gone ahead to put on what we call a huge sell-on clause. And when you look at Arthur Melo, if I'm the side of Juventus, I let him go on a free, 27 years of age, and obviously play what we call a lottery and put in a buyback clause of like 30%. You never know. One day, one time, he might go for a club and really impress, and the team might come in through to see to it that they take him for like 20 million euros and you can take like 10, and they also take 10. So I think that is the best way to go. But Arthur Melo, 27 years of age, he's really having a very weird season. I don't know what exactly is going to obviously affect him, but last season he was loaned at Fiorentina. He played 33 games and scored 2 goals plus 3 assists. That is Arthur Melo for you. At Juventus, the best he has ever played, 20 games. He played for them 42 games into the league. So that is Arthur Melo for you. So wait and see how that pans out and what decision Juventus is going to be making to let this guy go. Whether there is a team that has pure interest in him, we are here to wait and see how that will obviously pan out. Now, Rafael Varane landed in Como and already in the city to hold face-to-face talks over to move to Italian club. Varane will speak to Como board and Cesc Fabregas. Serie A said Como, dreaming of Varane, as revealed early this week. He's available as a free agent. So Rafael Varane doesn't want to obviously leave the side of Europe, and he believes that Como is the way to go. And I don't know what extent is going to hit, obviously, spike him to go to Como yet. I know teams like Juventus can obviously want to sign him and so on and so forth. And I don't know how much Como is going to be paying him. But I think he might be using this as a relaunch pad to see to it that he obviously becomes one of the players on market again in January or not, because he can't go there and make a contract that when a team comes in through that I want, you just have to let me go. You know that is possible. So he's using this, I think, as a relaunch pad to see to it that he obviously gets himself back to where he deserves to be. Remember, he was let go by Manchester United as a free agent, and Rafael Varane has really tried to look for Como. And looking in for Como is really one of those moments that he really anticipated that he has gonna hit to put in a very huge shift into the mix. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Rokani David is my name. Tell me your thoughts about Rashford to Arsenal deal, of all Arsenal pull out of the Marcus Rashford deal, and do you think it was sane or insane? What do you make about Rafael Varane rejoining Fabregas as his coach in Como and they're holding talks? And why hasn't he gone in for the high top clubs? Because I know teams like Borussia Dortmund would have gone ahead to show interest in him, Barcelona and very many others. But why has he really chosen to go to Como, a team that has just gone ahead to get promoted into the Serie A? And I'm having a thought that he doesn't want to really have a very hectic schedule, you know, but he's just 31 years of age, you know. And lastly, what do you make about Arthur Melo? What is the best way Juventus can really reap money from this guy? Because he's been here for some time and hasn't gone ahead to show intent. But teams like Fiorentina, where he was not obviously playing that position of the guy called Amrabat, who has been at Manchester United, he has gone ahead to feature there on very many occasions, and maybe Fiorentina are willing to see to it that they obviously pay some money to see to it that this guy goes ahead to obviously play for the side called Fiorentina. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Kai Havertz has just gone ahead to score a penalty for Germany, and Germany is leading Denmark by 1-0, and we wait to see how things are going to pan out. Never say never. A lot can really happen into the mix. So 5 fingers out to everyone watching in through. I'm out. See you when the game is done and it's going to be the match reaction.